My sweet tooth on high alert because it's time to make MDP's magic cookie bar in the daily dish. This is what you need if you want to follow along. You need some salted butter, graham cracker crumbs, sweetened condensed milk, semi-sweet chocolate chips, flaked coconut, almonds, and Malden salt. You know what? Just put everything in a bowl that I just said, mix it up and eat it. Matt, this sounds amazing. And it's a special family recipe, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's as easy as it sounds, and that's pretty much it. Everything goes into a bowl, and we just eat it. This is a family recipe, Trace. This is something that, I don't think it's a crazy secret because it's been out there for years. My mom's, magic cookie bar recipe, and I think there's lots of variations of it out there. But it's special to me because something that my mom and I used to do together.
I think that is lovely. So what do we do first?
Yeah, so simple is key. Trace, as you know, I always want to keep, recipes that are fun, straightforward, easy, and the fact that you can maybe do it with kids, or you can do it with your mom, you can do it with your dad, you can do it with anybody. Simple is easy and best. So we're going to start with our baking pan. So I've got a 9x13. We can use a little bit. You can either put some parchment in that. I'm going to use some cooking spray. So I've just got some canola cooking spray that we're going to do there. And so we're not sticking, which is great. So this recipe is very simple. Tracy, you know that I love a kitchen that's clean. You know that I love a kitchen that has organization because it just becomes then dump, pour, and away you go, right? Mm-hmm. Make our lives easy. What do you think?
Yeah, line it all up, and then you are ready to go with no fuss, no muss. So what are you putting into the bowl to begin with?
Absolutely. So I have 3/4 of a cup of melted salted butter. So we're going to create that in. So you can pop that right into your mixing bowl. From there, graham crackers. So I would be lying to you right now if I told you that I haven't been eating this just offset here, just spoons of it.
Of course you have.
And it brings me back to being 13 years old. So that's the best part of baking. Do you remember baking as well when you're with, your family? Tracy, did you ever bake with your mom?
I did. I mean, listen, mostly I was in the kitchen, leaning against a counter, harassing her constantly. So my daughter comes by it honestly. But the only thing we really made together was fried dumplings. So I would make those with my mom, and my mom now makes those with my daughter. And that's sort of the thing we passed down, right? How about you? Do you remember making these with mommy?
I do, Mama P, yeah. So my mom, I would always as well. I'd sort of hang out and sort of look and see what I could do and help. And I was her little helper. But this particular recipe, this magic bar recipe, is something that I used to bring to like bake sales. And I would sell them for, like $1 a piece or I think that's before toonies were around. But yeah, it was like a dollar, probably $1 bill or a $2 bill. And I would make a fortune. Yeah. I started my entrepreneurial career selling these like magic bar recipes thanks to my mom.
I love to hear it. So you've got that melted butter and that graham cracker all together, and you're putting that into the pan now. What do you add to it next?
Yes, exactly. So everything goes into the pan. This is just going to create, again, super easy, very simple. You've got that savoriness, that little saltiness in the butter. I love graham crackers, especially when you put anything to do with a little bit of butter on that. So what we want to do is we just want to create and evenly distribute that on the bottom. And that's going to create our crust. You're going to see when that bakes up that it's going to create, do you remember the best parts? And I'll show you at the end of this, but the sides, the nice ooey gooey parts of any kind of corner. It's almost like a corner pizza.
Yeah.
That's the part that my sister and I all fought for all the time. Next up, we're just going to pour condensed milk. So we have sweetened condensed milk, and we're just going to try to evenly pour that out throughout top. This is the kind of baking that I like to do. You can pretty much eyeball it. It doesn't have to be exact. If you want to put on a different kind of topping or use a different kind of maybe chocolate chip, you could use butterscotch, something a little crazy. Get in there. Make it your own, right? That's what this is about. So, Trace, condensed milk is following in there. Chocolate chips. Let's go.
Them.
Everybody in.
Mm-hmm.
Lots.
For it.
This is 2 cups. This is actually 2 cups to be exact. Shredded coconut, sweetened. And I'm just going to liberally sort of sprinkle that on top. This is a recipe that you get the kids to do. Would you do this with your kids?
Oh, this is super simple. I would absolutely do this. And I am the queen of let's go get the package at the dollar store in aisle 3 and come home and just add an egg and water. I'm that kind of baker, but I would do this.
If you want, I like a little bit of savoriness in there too, Trace. I'm just going to finish with a little bit of nice Maldon salt. And that is going to go into the oven for roughly around 20 to 25 minutes. We've preheated our oven, at 350 degrees. So we're just going to pop this in.
And so I know MDP always has the final look ready for us to go. Let's pretend time has been forward. We have the final beautiful pan of magic cookie bars. They look incredible. Oh, yes. Your mom would be proud. I'm sure she is. They look amazing, MDP.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Oh, they look so good. Go ahead, take a bite. I'll just watch. Good, right?
I owe you one. I owe you one.
You owe me 5.
Cheers, Trace.
That recipe is up on our website. It's cityline.tv. Oh my gosh, that looks